Welcome everybody to the lower bracket finals, where we have two teams battling against each other for a chance to be able to go against the best team at this tournament in a best of 5. On one side, we got Shopify Rebellion, who look like they have life breathed into them, playing with a kind of aggression that makes them look like a new team again, and that aggression might just be able to pay out in a first blood, but no. BetBoom ready to go for the response. Both teams understanding how important it is to be able to get an early lead here, as the panel has talked a lot about. These are the two best early game teams in Dota, Avery?
I think they're the best laning mechanic teams.
Okay.
Early game, I mean, there's a lot more that goes on in the early game. I think sometimes some of that can fall flat for Shopify. I think it's one of the reasons they're doing better at this tournament. The support movement has been a lot better than we've seen it in the past.
Yeah.
And it's what Crit was kind of known for, right? These 4 roamers, especially the melee 4 roamers. He brought the Tusk back. He had some really good games on it. I think that's a big component of a lot of the early game, as the Frog cheers them on. Where are these supports going to move, and how impactful are they beyond just the individual lane mechanics? Because, yeah, all the core players in this game are tremendous individual laners in terms of CSing, keeping equilibrium, D-wards, pulls, all that, right? My big question in this game is the support impact in the first 10 minutes, because BetBoom have been abusing these gates, especially Toronto, Tokyo, getting numbers advantage and skewing both the side lanes. Are you prepared for that if you're Shopify Rebellion, or do you just do it back to them too? Because you have a very strong support duo as well. We saw all these supports get taken early in the draft. A lot of very strong laners here, and it might come down to it. But damn, Bane Enchantress, that is some heavy committal in terms of just trying to win the support-on-support matchups here in the early game. And I expect the Enchantress to still be king of that to some degree. So Toronto, Tokyo is going to have some freedom in terms of where he wants to go and what he wants to influence. And it could be mid as well if you can nuke this Razor down a bit. Always an option that would be really nice for BetBoom if they get it going.
BetBoom coming at this for an opportunity, not just in this match, revenge. After all, they did get knocked down to the lower bracket by Shopify in the first place, in a series that they probably feel like they should have been the victors and gone through the upper bracket. They have a chance of revenge against Shopify Rebellion, and if they do successfully get their revenge, they'll head to the finals, where they get a chance at redemption. Another chance at the DreamLeague finals, one that they failed to claim against Gaming Gladiators last time.
And they were in the lead in that series as well, so they have been there. They have been up, but then they get knocked down. I mean, it's tough. It's tough going up against these average teams, you know? Sometimes they surprise you. And so far, lane's going pretty damn well for Shopify, especially mid for Abed. He is making this matchup work. 10-2, a little bit of a regen advantage over GBK. I think if you get into the mid game fairly even or in a little bit of a better position on this Razor, you should be happy. I think they just wanted a fast BKB buyer versus the Lesh potentially. Not sure what other build Abed's really eyeing at here. Maybe he just wants to tank and scale up Sange and Yasha type territory. I don't think we're going to see a Midas here. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. It can be a hard matchup for the Lesh if you get to that BKB timing, or if you're just able to stay in your ground and link him up. Also a very fast hero. Generally, fast MS heroes are difficult for Lesh to play around because all of his spell damage is close proximity.
Right.
And it's something you underestimate about Razor is he becomes one of the fastest heroes on the map by default. You can just kite around this Lesh. It's hard to land a split earth. I mean, you look at the setups here for BetBoom, it's really just duel and sleep/grip. That's it. They don't have any other stuns or lockdown for GPK and Nightfall to play off of, so those spells need to work for them and they need to land hard. If you get some fast utility up for Shopify in the form of either the BKBs or just Lotus Orbs, Greaves, whatever it is, it's going to make your team fight a lot more difficult on the side of BetBoom. And sometimes the downside of these double single target support lineups, like Enchantress Bane, there's no AoE to fall back on here.
This does look like a lineup where Lincolns and Lotus Orbs are going to be super effective.
Yes.
Right? All their initiation, and all their big spells, Omni/, Fiend's Grip, Duel. The only other spell that they have that can go through, you know, like be single target and tank up the Lincolns would be Enchant and Lightning Storm.
That's what I'm saying. The utility for Shopify, it looks really good on paper here. I feel like this is one of the more even traps.
There it is. First rotation coming out from Crit, but is it going to work? Nabbed him with the Brambles, thanks in part to the slow, but all of it may not be enough. They hit the Blood Grenade. Shadow Realm hit is going to do some damage. Another Blood Grenade
so
as
tanky.
Fly tries to chase after him, but he's not nearly fast enough, not without trees.
Just pure stats for Pure here. Branches, Bracer, Stick, And of course, the early press the attack because he got almost first blooded.
You do relieve a lot of the pressure on Arteezy as he was doing perfectly fine in CS, and it looks like they may be able to pick up a kill on save with Pure gone.
He's also tanky.
Yeah, they really are.
This lane is going well for Shopify. They really would have liked that first blood. That would have solidified the win here. Still, very even across the board, and that's probably a good sign for Rebellion here, as if you can go even with BetBoom in the lanes, I think you negate one of their huge advantages over a lot of teams.
Yeah, it was something that Flying talked about in the interview. Very scary team when it comes to lanes, and something that he, admitted they would have to focus more on in their rematch series against BetBoom.
I think it showed in the draft. They didn't want to give up a lot of bad core matchups. Were willing to pick a flex hero just to make sure the 1 and 2 were in a solid position. And TA has been pretty robust on these lanes overall.
It's particularly good for Shopify if Abed has a good start to the game, because I feel like, Abed has always been the person who kind of like carries Shopify through a lot of their mid game. But I feel like he's doing it with a higher ceiling and more consistently at this tournament than he used to in the past.
Definitely one of the better turns we've seen from him in a long time. Had some games where he just popped off straight 1v5.
Yeah, when you talk about like the best mids in the world, Abed, he was used to be a name that you would always throw in the ring, but I haven't felt that way in the last year or two, but this performance definitely puts him back in that top 3, at least for me.
We'll see. We'll see how it ends today. I'm sure that'll sway it one way or the other as well. But on the up and up. And Shopify being able to give their off lane and safe lane some independence here. All 6 heroes converging to mid. Both teams want to contest the runes. It'll be DD for GPK.
That first blood is still available. It'd be a massive pickup, but Abed is going to come to the rescue. He's going to focus down GPK. It pushed him into the Leshrac. Maybe not the play that Toronto Tokyo wanted there, and Crit knows he messed up. Gives away the tip, while Crit enjoys watching Abed get a double kill for that.
Rare misplay out of Toronto Tokyo. Honestly, he tends to be one of the most mechanically gifted on these sports because, of course, he was a core player. No way around it. He just messed that one up. Ends up getting GPK killed in a situation where he might have lived if you throw him the other way. And Rune Contest goes horribly wrong. That's also the power of the Razor in this Lesh matchup. He melts your armor early. And Lesh is really bad versus armor melting physical damage.
Right. It's something he has to contend with. Doubly so.
Payback.
Templar Assassin. Big kill if they can get it, but the Centaur Stampede comes out alongside the living armor. That's enough to keep Abed alive. It would have been a great turnaround for BetBoom. Not enough, though.
This is shaping out to be a really strong early game for Shopify. They've shut down a lot of what BetBoom traditionally want to do, and a lot of it has been sucking Toronto Tokyo into these ganks that haven't panned out. We never saw a single gate rotation. This mid play on the runes didn't work out for him. There's another attempt on the Razor which fails. That's basically 3 things that BetBoom normally would have some momentum off of. They're sitting at 0 kills. It's about as good as you can hope for here. Centaur on Centaur action.
Saberlight with a Vanguard and those double ring of protection and a Lotus. He's not going to be an easy hero to bring down. May have a chance, though. Nightfall does have his level 6, so we'll see when he puts that Omni Slash to use here with a smoke gank coming in as well. Not going to land. If Save could have gotten there in time, get a Nightmare into GPK's follow-up stun.
They're just going to go back for the rune contest.
Kill.
8 minutes. Razor's really strong here.
Brambles going out alongside the Plasma Field. They quickly burst down Save. No problem there.
Again, the numbers.
Yeah.
They are meeting BetBoom at every one of these runes.
Oh, and look at that. Arteezy being left in a 1v1 is actually chasing down Pure. Ooh. See if he can get this kill. Pure's going to try and juke him around the trees, but Arteezy, you can't hide. Now they get the Bramble back into mid onto GPK. Oh, gee, Shopify are beginning to run away with this 6-0, 2,000 net worth lead. And just a blitz of movement there from Shopify. They win the mid and bottom lanes.
Supports just can't keep up right now. It's Tree and Willow skewing this mid matchup so heavily, and you have a full level advantage on both of them over BetBoom on an Enchantress Bane that are falling behind. They're going to be food on the map. Arteezy with the solo kill, everything clicking right now. His teammate looking too average.
Lightning getting thrown around. They will be able to hold this tower for now.
And it's going to be a really fast BKB for Abed. He is absolutely blitzing it here. No small item in between, just treads BKB for the Razor.
Do you
come out like
agree with that?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that's why you're picking it here, right? What is the Leshrac supposed to do against Abed in any of these fights? You pretty much have to grip or duel him, and that's kind of what Shopify want. You have Treant armor to throw on top. You have Overgrowth, Terrorize to bail him out. Gives a free fight to the TA. Just going to be a nuisance. And he's going to get it very fast here.
I guess I would have expected Sanj Yasha, especially since the status resistance is helpful against duel and Fiend's Grip.
I think you could have made an argument for that as well. Maybe Treant armor skews it a bit. I mean, it's something we should mention. This Treant's been a very early pick for the laning, but the armor is pretty damn nice this game on a lot of these cores. This is very aggressive.
Oh, Arteezy trying to make move by himself and gets baited. Pure knew that Arteezy wanted to continue his dominance here in this bottom lane. The 1v1 gets baited into a 1v3. They do get a trade out. Toronto Tokyo dies, but well worth it for BetBoom. They get a dual victory. They kill the enemy carry. And they're shut down some of Arteezy's aggression, I'm sure.
I still like the idea, though, from Artur. Like, forcing BetBoom to react to you in this one-on-one that is really pressuring Pure out of the lane. It's still going to reflect in the net worth. Like, Pure, he gets a duel. He's happy about the outcome, but he's not happy about why that outcome existed in the first place, which is these lanes are crumbling for BetBoom. And you get the trade off mid. Another kill for Abed, and a tier 1 tower gone. This Razor is absolutely out of control. 2,000 up on GPK right now. He almost has BKB at 11 minutes.
That is pretty crazy.
He's 400 off.
Does not have level 5 on save, nor does he have the mana. So he's just trying to keep Arteezy a little bit honest here, but the rest of Shopify are going to start mowing down more towers, and this is scary. You start getting into more and more of a network deficit against Shopify, because they also have the Train Protector to hold their own towers.
Yes, and I think they're definitely going to think about it. This tier 1 safe lane is very high HP. It's a great fight for Shopify with TA traps, plus Treant, who can defensively orient himself there with the Overgrowth. Even Terrorize pretty good in these situations. I mean, who's going to force this tower? I feel like it's only Nightfall at this point. I don't think GPK is strong enough to be forcing objectives in this game.
And Nightfall actually made the rotation down here, but I think he very wisely made the read that, like, we're just not strong enough to try and trade towers. It's pointless. So while he was there, he's farmed his way back up to top now.
I mean, you're still looking for level 6 on your 2 supports. What are you going to take this fight with?
Yeah.
The Death Sentence. And if Shopify understand this, they're going to keep holding it down here with the Templar Assassin. Downside is you don't get to farm some Ancients right now if you're TZ, but you're going to be really high level just off the solo XP. And the map control is really going to pay off here in the next few minutes. The lead is going to start to build, and there's not going to be a lot of space for Pure to go. Pure cannot fall back to those Ancients with something like the Beastmaster he traditionally would do here. Kind of just has to suck it out. And here is the gank from Shopify to try and break this position. Blink already up on Saberlight.
Fortunately for Pure, he has backed out of the lane, doesn't get caught by this smoke rotation, which is still hunting through that dire triangle.
It's just so slow and inefficient for him.
I saw that ending from miles away.
Also,
Successful scan, save sitting here to break the smokes.
That is the BKB for the Razor. That has got to be one of the fastest. Oh, it's just about this. Yeah, you're faster than me. That has to be one of the fastest BKBs this patch.
Whole minute faster than the fastest. Wow.
Just ridiculous here. It's just going to prevent any sort of aggressive play on him. It basically makes him immortal. Outside of you smoke grip him. And even then, he might not die. And he'll go straight into the Sanj and Yasha. So the two items we were debating, he'll go the safer choice here. And it's not going to hurt him too much. Like, your farm rate's a little worse, but if you're taking the farm off of the enemy side of the map because you're way more confident in being able to stand there due to the BKB, then the economic difference you're creating is similar.
Sure. Yeah.
That aspect I like, especially if you're taking Ancients away from BetBoom here. Sure, you're going to get this Battle Fury on Nightfall. What's he going to be able to clear with it? You can't enter his triangle ever again.
Now, that is something, while a lot of things are going right for Shopify in this first 15 minutes, they've got a 5,000 net worth lead. That's pretty massive. BetBoom do have really scary late game, in particular Nightfall's Juggernaut.
They always have good late game, right?
Yeah. Jump forward, stomp onto Pure. His Legion commander has had some slow starts before. This one would be pretty rough. Goes for the duel, but his going to be overwhelmed pretty quickly by Shopify just bringing all of their cores down to this bottom lane. Won't be able to get anything else for it. Smooth move by Abed, removing the Nightmare with his own illusions.
Well, some extra damage for the Centaur here. Probably not the best hero to utilize it, but hey, moral victory. And it's just some frustration from Pure. He hasn't had any sort of early laning phase game here. We saw this once before, and he did end up recovering it and ended up with, like, you know, the 300 duel damage.
Yep.
So slow start for him is not a death sentence. We've seen his Legion come back time and time again. It's going to be tough, though, into Razor TA. These aren't easy heroes to go in and duel with max living armor to back them up. They're very tanky. Another benefit of the early BKB rush, right? You have max living armor to throw on top of the Razor. You're basically immune to the spell damage, and then what's going to cut through you in terms of physical? Oh,
big pickup. Arteezy too aggressive again. Too far forward in lane, gets caught by save.
Yeah.
Cutler toy put to use.
I mean, that's just a kill you have to avoid with the traps, right? You have to make save commit the smoke for you. And if he wants to smoke, expend grip on you, okay. But that was just too easy.
You got to beware of Save's Bane. We talk about him as being one of the best players to set up. See, Nightfall was ready for that move. Boy, he was really, really fast and being able to spin out of that stomp from Saberlight.
And his TA death, it's going to open up some space. They're going to be able to push bottom in. It's going to force a decision out of here, or out of Shopify here in terms of how much do they rack the bottom. It'll be Artora going straight back there. So this TA does not want to give up control of the max HP safe lane tower here. Again, he's not getting the ancient farm she traditionally would do with this hero.
And he's not going to be alone. His team is going to join him. They smoke sweep across the map. Run into Pure in the triangle. Should be able to run him down, no problem. Saberlight cuts him down with the double edge.
Nice little combo. We've seen this Dark Willow Centaur pop off in a lot of these games. Bedlam on the Centaur just gives him the extra damage to punch through these heroes off the hoof stomp. It really helps him out. I guess Centaur is one of the better targets to throw the Bedlam on, not because he's tanky, but you can also just stampede chase him.
Yep.
Keep it straight on top.
Yeah, the phase movement helping a lot. Toronto Tokyo just get a TP away. The damage comes pretty fast, but no other source of damage or stun to help out.
Shopify doing a decent job controlling the map.
Oh, Shadow Realm goes off, but so does the Nightmare. He's fine, though. I really like the Bedlam Centaur combo because Centaur really reminds me of Nyx Assassin in some ways, in that he's got kind of a limited amount of burst. And a lot of times I feel like he just doesn't do quite enough. And you need that extra helping hand.
Centaur reminds you of Nyx Assassin.
Yeah.
Right.
What? How do you not get that?
I don't think these heroes are similar in any capacity.
Well, I just explained how they look similar, but that's...
I disagree with your point.
Okay. 9-2, 6,000 net worth lead for Shopify Rebellion. And they continue to try and hunt down BetBoom. Silence goes off. Was that a TA silence? Oh, somehow they messed up some of that, but the overgrowth is still going to be there to catch Nightfall. Unable to spin away, and yeah, an early pickup by Arteezy got the shard. That is going to make things a lot harder for Nightfall when it comes to pushing out and staying out on the map.
It's also a cancel for the grip.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
And they're going to catch Pure. Might be able to run this off. There's a trap.
That was pretty smart. He got to his creep wave and then TP'd out, so the Bedlam damage would be split around.
Really nice heads-up play here. No Terrorize to come out in time. Still, it's Shopify routing BetBoom right now. They'll find more damage on the save here.
They just keep on finding heroes. Save, not directly under a ward, but they knew where he was because of the lane ward there to the right. And
I don't think BetBoom really got any Ancients out of this game. This triangle has been all Shopify's for most of it, and the only question now is when do you do Roche? I think it's pretty soon. You have this Deso Templar Assassin. Putting an Aegis on your Razor here, or even the TA would be really strong with the amount of skirmish power you have.
They going at it right now.
Yep, Medallion on the tree. You don't even need your whole team to do this, right? I think just flying Artora is probably enough. Keep farming the map with everybody else, unless Abed wants the Aegis for himself here, which I think would be a consideration. Triple bounty rune for Saberlight bottom as well. Oh, wow. Man, 9K gold lead out of nowhere. It's about to get bigger. I mean, what's your comeback potential if you're BetBoom? It's got to be a defensive-oriented fight where you get a really good grip. Grip's your best spell here. And it's, again, the downside of these drafts where the early game goes even for you. I think you're still end up being a little bit behind because you'd rather have Terrorize Bedlam Overgrowth here than grip.
Yeah, particularly since Terrorize is a good counter to grip. Right? Long range disable can actually find the Bane in the back.
Aegis will fall. Aegis on our tour, plus Blink Dagger coming out for the Templar Assassin. So his aggressive potential skyrocketing right now. Still the highest level in the game. Time to ratchet it up a notch if you're Shopify. Try and close this map out. Prevent the Juggernaut from continuing to scale.
They'll get this kill on Fly, yes, but is Pure going to be able to get out? No, not the case. Yule Scepter is going to be able to stomp him, and the stomp goes over on Toronto Tokyo at the same time. Wait, Pure, he somehow is getting away from them.
Sideblade.
Oh, the Sideblade hit onto the neutral creep. Well played by Arteezy, making use of that Ogre Bruiser. Well, Abed chases Toronto Tokyo down to the tier 2. Nobody from BetBoom is coming to save him.
And line instantly drawn to just go to the Ancients here. 21-minute Wisdom Rune coming up as well. More Sideblade action.
If he runs, is there a TA trap somewhere?
No.
There's one in the lane.
The only one. So he's out. But this TA is shutting down the map very fast here. And if Shopify can reach this 21 Wisdom Rune, they're probably going to get a kill out of it. As they're just smoke crossing the entire map right now.
A move that BetBoom used a number of times in their series yesterday.
Turn it against them. Arteezy showing mid as well might help bait this out. Looks like they're going to get the rune, but no kills. BetBoom are just grouping up. They are tired of getting picked off right now. More XP into the Dark Willow's pocket.
Good little D word there. So important for BetBoom to limit the vision that Shopify has. I mean, they already control so much of the game.
I guess Enfeeble can definitely help you here. You get some more points in it. Just throw it on the TA or the Razor. It will help you take an extended fight.
Yeah, help spurt through the refraction, which they jump onto Arteezy. Now that's going to be the Aegis, but Fly immediately Overgrowth on 2. Pure's going to be able to cleanse that one off himself, but thanks to the shard, Fly gets double root onto Pure, and Pure will fall. GPK goes for a TP out, but the stomp comes in from Saberlight.
I think he was dead anyway.
Both those cores.
So much physical burst damage when this Eye of the Storm starts heating up with the Meld and the Deso coming in from Arteezy. This 1 and 2 pack, a heavy physical punch. So you're going to get an Aegis down for that duel. Do get the victory. Maybe it prevents this high ground. That's what BetBoom are thinking. Heavy price to pay, though. You're giving Deso charges away and, of course, multiple core lives. Treant Shard paying off as well with the new Living Vines. And I really like this Razor Centaur combo. It's done work every fight. Extra move speed for Abed. Guarantees this long duration Link and Eye of the Storm hits. It's just not enough armor on BetBoom's side. Pure not liking what he sees.
They have yet to take a tower, by the way. BetBoom, Fly is not giving them anything here. They took the enemy Tormentor on the side of Shopify, so BetBoom don't have that objective to play with, but they are going to smoke out. They just picked up a Manta recently on Nightfall, and maybe because they see the Train Protector top, or maybe they just feel like they have to be
more Tor.
A successful scan. No Blink Dagger for 4. Got him on the duel. Big pickup for BetBoom. So that move on mid does pay out dividends in the end. They took away that Aegis, and that leads to an opportunity to actually kill Arteezy, a kill worth 1,300 gold for BetBoom.
More dual damage, and Nightfall gets involved. So it's going to boost his levels straight up to 16 here to match the Templar Assassin. Can they get a tower off it? This is a big question. Will they finally get an objective in this game at 23 minutes?
Yeah.
And open up some of the lanes for Nightfall to use this Manta.
Shopify's like, all right, you can have one. You can have one.
No way you're fighting without the TA. So Fly is going to TP bottom and maybe set up here. Maybe catch the hero that stays and lingers after BetBoom vacate the area. But instead, it looks like they just want to use the gate. There's a TA trap on this gate. So Shopify should know.
Abed starts making a break for it, though Arteezy is going to TP up here, so it looks like maybe Shopify are going to follow him through the gate and play for a fight up there.
I mean, they definitely want to fight right now.
Yeah.
They know they're stronger in the straight 5-on-5. BetBoom, they're just creating space for the Leshrac to catch up.
They also have this great ward. Seeing a lot of BetBoom. They do manage to get out of it, though, behind their tier 2. Once again, BetBoom. I mean, I think they have a pretty good read of the game, which it is a terrible situation for them. All they can do is stall, and they're really limiting how many pickoffs they give to Shopify.
I mean, it's only terrible if you don't believe in the Juggernaut scale.
Yeah.
If you think Juggernaut carries this game with 5 or 6 slots, then you're okay trading here. Especially if you're
3 slots. Butterfly is a big pickup.
Yeah, it's very big.
Well, it's very big if Arteezy wasn't already thinking about a MKB.
Still, there's no Lotuses or Lincolns out yet, so the Omni Slash should still be fairly effective here. Nothing really to soak it up either.
Yeah.
That might be what this next fight comes down to. How good of an Omni Slash do you get? Who does it take out? If you can get to the Butterfly before that, your odds go up tremendously here.
Man, look at Abed's build. BKB, SNY, now he's going to go Lincolns. So he may not have it yet, but he's going to have it soon.
Makes sense. Just tank up. You're going to deal the damage through Eye of the Storm. And your TA staying alive with you.
The MKB is done before the Butterfly. Wow.
That feels pretty good. This is where you switch it up and you go E-Blade. Classic E-Blade Juggernaut.
Of course. Great synergy.
That way when Pure goes in and duels somebody and he's losing it, you can E-Blade Pure.
Right, yeah.
All right, Toro on the bottom gate. Somebody didn't expect this.
The TPs are coming in, but they're going to be too late. Pure's already won that duel. Oh, we got hit by an Ogre.
The Bruiser.
Oh, that is betrayed by the neutral creep. Feels a little bad, but still a big move there for BetBoom. Pure picking up that duel victory.
Huge. Huge here, and he's tipping Toronto Tokyo perhaps for the call or
I saw that ending
being in the right place at the right time. Picking up this TA is just massive. So much time for Nightfall to continue to farm and take so much pressure off the map. And now they can potentially go for another play here.
Omni Slash really not
rune.
doing that much work against Abed, who has a shield rune, and Saberlight, who has a heart. That is a little bit disheartening for BetBoom, watching that damage go down.
They're still
Saberlight
chasing.
chases into the tier 3 to be able to get this kill, and they almost have it too. Nightfall's healing up thanks to the healing ward, and it'll keep him alive. Well, GPK does manage to get the kill on Centaur, but he has to back away behind his tier 3 before they surge again.
That healing ward did a lot of work there, and I can't help but think what would have happened if Abed just BKB'd earlier. I feel like Nightfall's dead. Instead, he got Yules, then they chase, then he BKBs later. The healing ward stays up that entire time, doesn't die. And Toronto Tokyo with these impetuses is enough to dissuade him. But this is just a bad read, right? He had shield rune. There is no way you're going on him here. And here, if you BKB out, I feel like he's gone. Maybe underestimating just how strong they really were.
Yeah, it really does seem like that. That said, Shopify caught slipping a little bit.
Yeah, they're giving up some big core kills. Slipping on the map, slipping in the fights, and you're giving some big items to BetBoom. They're going to try and protect their ward. Butterfly done for Nightfall, so damage just ramped up very fast here, as well as Hurricane Pike for Toronto Tokyo. A very good Hurricane Pike game. This item is always very strong versus Razor. Even versus the TA, you can pike him out of the fight. You're going to be pretty happy about that. And even just the 4-staff component versus the single target stun jump.
GPK, that last fight, he used his BKB, so he didn't have anything to protect him there. Not that it really would against that amount of physical damage.
No. He either needs Ethereal in the form of like Nihilism E-Blade, or he needs just armor and Shivas, plus probably a Bloodstone or something to tank up.
Yeah.
That's a long way away in either category. It looks like he's aiming for the E-Blade off the Kaya here, so that's like the cheaper, faster option here for the Leshrac. Maybe also the more vulnerable if you end up with Nullifier on the side of Shopify.
It's also weird, like, there's more control. If he goes Nihilism, right, then that messes with the Omni Slash and Duel a bit, so.
Not the greatest Nihilism game, but maybe in Ultra Late I could see it being pretty good.
And frankly, I feel like there's not enough armor in the world.
No, not really.
Against TA plus Razor, that combination of minus armor, physical damage when you're behind 13k, you just won't be able able to get there.
The Ghost Scepter's definitely going to do more in the short term. Just has to stay alive. Bait out the fight for his other cores to do the work.
Radiant are
Another
scanning.
smoke from BetBoom, man. They are expending a lot here in the last few minutes. Just trying to get these pickoffs for Pure to get his dual damage back up. They'll find the Centaur. Do they want to duel him, though? They don't. Just a bad target to go on.
Yeah, 3,300 HP with a plate mail. Not that easy to bring him down.
And that will be the Lotus for Saberlight. So once that Lotus comes out, your frontline potential in the Razor and TA goes up by a lot. Even when you just go in and duel, if you Lotus the guy, you can't follow it up with Omni.
Right. It also puts them in a situation where if Shopify get this next Roshan, their high ground is really strong at that point. They put it on RTZ, they put him a Lincoln, so you put him a Lotus. Like, how do you initiate? How do you start that fight?
I mean, you probably just got to go in and sacrifice somebody again.
Yeah.
Either the Lesh or the Legion.
Now, they have to go through the portal. Oh, okay. That was a little bit of GPK is like, wait, they're coming through the portal, guys. No, it's just the Enchantress Courier.
Radiant's
Baiting his
bottom
own team or
tower is
what?
under
Yeah.
attack.
They actually were thinking about going through the portal. Instead, they're going to mass TP bottom a 5-man TP smoke. This is a very cool play if it works, but the ward is going to break this entirely.
Yeah, Pure, he was well positioned to break the smoke. The ward gives them the
BetBoom
vision.
actually want to fight here? This is such a weird place to fight.
Stampede goes off immediately. Plasma's fuel to slow him down. They're going to catch
What
up.
a Earth
Now
Splitter.
BetBoom have to either give up on heroes or turn around and fight. It's already looking bad for GPK. His damage is being drained away. And Nightfall thrown up in the air. They get a duel off onto the Razor, trying to soak up the damage, but GPK still dies. The ultimate goes to
Can't
work,
Omni
and
anything.
Pure can't deal with the damage from Arteezy, though Arteezy
Oh, those
taking a lot.
bounces.
Got him out, and the bounce over into Roshan. So much damage. Nightfall still dies. It's Roshan will take his head.
And straight into the pit with the minus armor. I guess Nightfall is happy that it didn't go Shopify's way, but the fight is all Shopify. And it's just Abed charging in 1v5 with the Stampede. Tanks the duel, tanks everything here. Omni Slash bounces almost get the Templar Assassin, but almost is not enough. And that's a great fight read from Shopify. Just run it in. If BetBoom are going to linger there like that, you need to just run at them. Cannot let them walk it off when you have more AoE control, and especially Abed on a monster of a game here. 9-0 and 7 for the Razor. Doesn't even want the Aegis. He will just take a simple cheese for his efforts.
Dire's bottom
And that'll also be the Lotus completed.
Well, now we get to that puzzle we were talking about earlier. How does BetBoom hold their high ground against an Aegis hero that has Lincolns and Lotus put on them?
We'll see if Shopify want to push it. I think it is doable. It's a little scary if they kill your TA once and it doesn't cost them too much. Potentially they still have duel up or they have buybacks. But outside of that, it's a pretty safe siege. I guess Toronto, Tokyo, and GPK, decent amount of outspam. Silver Edge for RTZ and a double damage. All right, surely this is something you got to do.
Yeah.
You're hitting
Even
an
better if they
insane
get a pick
damage
off.
power spike.
Nightmare plus... That's really weird. You can Nightmare the BKB unit. It makes him invulnerable for a second, but he's still able to move around.
I guess that
Did I
makes
see
sense.
that right?
Could have been a visual thing too.
Very interesting.
You just gotta stall this map. Anti-illusions, this smoke. Ooh, careful.
Oh, tried to use the TA trap deny trick to finish off save.
That was very close.
It really was.
Almost two-shot him here. Smooth moves from Artur. Hasn't had the cleanest game, but he has gotten there.
Well, they get the Tormentor, so that's a little bit more. Toronto, Tokyo, I mean, he's going to be pretty crucial when it comes to holding this high ground.
I think
Getting hit the shard is nice.
he's kind of the backbone right now, to be honest. It's the Edge who might win them the fight if it comes down to it. Because there's not a lot of big damage over time. I'm kind of expecting either Pure or GPK to have to die at the start of the fight to the Razor BKB and the TA jump, right? Like, it's probably going to be one of them, and then you buy back. It's going to be the Enchantress sitting there that outputs the damage that maybe gets you in a position where you can swing it.
Shopify just sweeping back and forth, hoping for a pickoff that makes their high ground attempt a little bit easier, but they still have 2 minutes and 20 seconds till that Aegis goes away, so
They're just continuing to build the lead. 21K now. Items flowing in. I just keep building utility. Keep getting some more Lotus Orbs, Vlads, Shivas, AC, whatever you want to get. Make Nightfall's life as hard as possible. This Jug cannot carry this game. It looks pretty difficult.
Yeah,
They'll find Arteezy solo again.
Take away that Aegis. Now get out.
I mean, he has a blink on the
around.
TA.
They're going to try and kill him a second time.
Didn't get it?
And they get him. The Fiend's Grip holds him in place. Now Abed is going to go to work on this team. They got to be rare. There is more than one carry in this mix. You could see GPK is being diced up by him. Nightmare goes down, but the damage over time is still there. GPK dies, but look at the damage from Toronto. Tokyo had that cheese, though. Abed always ready to go with that in the back pocket. Scarce it down real quickly. And now Pure, he's going to get bonked, but the BKB still lets him TP out. No problem there. A 1-for-3 exchange. Yeah, they got Arteezy, but this does give an opening for Shopify to hit high ground.
It's just way too big in this game. I mean, that's about as good as it's going to get for BetBoom. You find the TA instantly twice. 0 damage comes out from Arteezy. But hey, it's the Abed show. 6,000 damage coming out from this Razor. Toronto, Tokyo, maybe you win that fight if you don't have the cheese. That's the advantage of a second carry here for Shopify. You have a bunch of single target physical jump in the Omni Slash in the duel, but you can only use it on one person. Grid caught him on the second life as well.
Nightfall. Always ready for Saberlight's jumps. I don't think they can get this barracks anymore, though.
The building damage is all in the Templar Assassin.
Does Pure jump after them? No.
And Abed's so big. He has a full Shiva's Titan Sliver. Level 20 Eye of the Storm Talon as well. Still having a perfect game here. 11-0.
Avery, you did.
I know. I did make a prediction.
But you said it was Primal Beast. I'm sure Abed is feeling confident that this Razor game will finish off for him.
The thing about Razor, he's one of these heroes that he doesn't really fall off.
Yeah.
Like, you could argue, okay, if you're 11-0, 12-0 on Storm or Primal or something, you dye once or twice, the game can become weird. Razor doesn't have that problem in general. I mean, there's rare games where it becomes very difficult, but in this type of game, he's just going to be a powerhouse.
Nice Shadow Realm use there from Crit. Gets him away from the attempted duel up here. He won't die. Save Will instead.
Cut their losses. Get the hell out of there. Save their gem. Silver Edge done for Nightfall. So this is about the only big item you're going to get here. The next 4 or 5 minutes for BetBoom to try and change something. Just amp the damage up as much as possible. Again, it has to come down to dual Omni Slash hitting a big target. At this point, you might even want to try and take the Razor out over the Templar Assassin. I feel like it opens the fight more. Is it doable, however? I don't know. With Lotus Orbs, with Treant Armor, Overgrowth, TA Trap Silences, Terrorize, Yule Scepters, there's so much interrupt here.
Yeah, if you decide to make that shakeup, but you don't get that kill,
the game ends.
The game, yeah, it just straight up ends. It's a risky maneuver, but frankly, BetBoom, they are running out of options in some ways. They haven't lost a lane of barracks or anything like that, but Shopify's built up a hefty net worth lead. They're probably going to play for that third Roshan.
And the utility on the supports is really what should secure these fights. I mean, you have another Lotus Orb on Fly now. So Lotus Orbs are huge. You just stack them on the single target jump, prevents the Omni Slash, makes Nightfall's life really hard.
This is a 4-slotted Juggernaut, though. You said if you believe in the 5 or 6 slotted Juggernaut to be able to carry that game. Do you believe? Because obviously BetBoom, that's their plan. Well, probably not plan A, but it was their plan B.
I don't know. It's weird. I can see it happen. But it does sound difficult if you're fully kitted on the Razor and the TA. I don't see Jug beating both of them. He's going to need help.
Yeah. It's the problem that, like, Centaur and Razor, even if he gets around the Lincolns and the Lotus and somehow successfully casts Omni Slash on somebody, there is some serious damage soak of just the Razor and the Centaur being on the field. That
Centaur can just blink in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take some of those bounces for you.
Yep.
That's the issue I'm having. This is not... Juggernaut is one of those heroes where it's very dependent on his ult. and a lot of times you can play around it. Nice Bramble Latch.
Four Staves trying to get Dota2 back a lot of heal. They do deal with the healing ward, though. An important component for BetBoom in these fights around their tier 3s.
Shopify not giving them a single ward on the map. Just controlling all 3 lanes, and the lead continues to build where it was 21K at the start of that Aegis. It's now 28,000. Gold just rolling in.
Roshan is up. They don't actually have a trap in either pit, interesting enough, but
that's a refresher for Abed. My God, he is massive.
with him buying that refresher, I think you won an Aghanim Scepter out of the Roche then, right? Give the axe to
that'd be
Razor,
pretty damn nice.
Refresher shard.
This is high ground ward for BetBoom.
They're going to deal with the ward. Saberlight, knowing how important the vision is to BetBoom. Abed does get a decent amount of damage stolen away from the Juggernaut, and GPK gets blown up by Arteezy. Not the target this time. Arteezy's going to have a pretty free reign in this team fight, and it looks like BetBoom have already given up on it. Trying to get out with as many heroes as possible, but any and all disables being put to use for even a single extra hero kill. Dota2 tanks the Terrorize, and Pure running for his tier 4s. Pops the BKB finally as Saberlight looks to stop his retreat.
Oh,
Nightfall's going to join in. They're going to go for the duel with the Omni Slash. Ooh. Oh, he does lose the duel, but the Omni Slash finished off the Templar Assassin. His Saberlight's actually very low, but Nightfall can't commit for that kill. Not with Abed in tow.
Does Abed want to chase here? Damn straight he does.
He'll hit him with the stomp to chase after him, but immediately cleansed up by Pure. Saberlight's still a bit low, but the heart regen is kicking in. Looks like maybe Fly's going to be left behind. Yeah, Yule Sceptered into the stun. Crit and Abed watch from afar. The overgrowth will not be the saving grace for Fly. Now BetBoom pushing out, looking for more.
They really wanted something else off this. Double core buyback there between Pure and GPK. And they got a treant out of it, basically, right?
Yeah.
Severe economic blow. And it's just Abed pushing it to the limit. Doesn't get caught. Continues not to give away that streak, and he is looking into building his own Ags here. Well, that'll be a game ender if you lose a fight off double Ags Eye of the Storm here. It's going to be nasty. However, if you get a Roshan, this is not an objective Shopify were willing or thinking they were going to give up in this game. 30 seconds to OTA.
I mean, you said it. They wanted to get more off of that. They didn't get the Centaur kill, which would have been nice, but getting Roshan, that'll help pay for those buybacks. But Shopify around.
There's a lot of net worth here. The Nightfall taking it.
Going to be taken in. They got the duel on the Centaur. A hard target to bring down without an Omni Slash, but with enough heroes, maybe. Terrorize pushed away 2 of them as Saberlight pops that Stampede and does get away safely. BetBoom, the Aghanim Scepter, is going to go to the Juggernaut, which, not a real surprise there. That'll help out a bit more when it comes to bursting down these heroes. Now with Swift Slash next to an Omni Slash.
And he's suddenly top net worth in the game.
Yeah.
One little bad team fight. Buybacks pay off a bit here for BetBoom, evens it back out. They get Aegis, a cheese on the Leshrac, which is pretty nice, and GPK has just been melted every fight. And that Swift Slash, I mean, you got to give it to the Jug. Damn. Do you wish you could have given it to, like, the Bane or something? Or an Ag's Grip, but there is no option here. It has to go on Nightfall. He is everything in terms of your potential to come back and win this game. You need as many Omni Slashes as you can get.
BetBoom get a lot off of that. That isn't in the net worth exchange. It's still 28,000, but as you said, the Aghanim Scepter, Aegis Cheese, all good. They also get out on the map, get, tier 4 items for anybody who is missing some, and really showcase that they can actually bring heroes down with that Omni Slash.
Yeah, that Omni did some serious work there. It's going to be a lot stronger. You're also approaching this level 25 talent. You can buff it up even more if you really want to. We have seen more people take the Healing Ward talent because it is quite good in the late game fights. We'll see what Nightfall opts for. Maybe more damage.
Smoke wraparound. That confidence from BetBoom may play against them as they are outside of their base. They're going to be caught. Oh, the Lotus Storm catches the Swift Slash. Nightfall is underneath Abed and having his damage drained away. This is going to be trouble. Somebody does have an Aghanim Scepter. When he comes back on his second life, Swift Slash and Omni Slash are available, but he needs some help. Immediately silenced up. Pops to Manta. Now, Omni Slash on Abed. Does a decent amount, but the Glimmer Cape actually helps to revive that one. And Nightfall can't get away in time. The damage from Arteezy is too much to handle. And Abed, yep, he got his hands on a GPK. He'll drag him back in with the help of the Overgrowth. That is going to be BetBoom losing game one. They had a strong holdout. 20 minutes, it feels like. They've been sitting there base, pushing this game later, but it did pay out that the double carry of Razor and Templar Assassin was too much for the Juggernaut.
Just really nice synergy between the whole lineup as well. The way the utility plays off these 1 and 2.